Hello everybody. Let me see, how's the sound? I hope it's alright. I don't even know if you can see the sound if I click there. It's from the PC internal display. Double click on a character's portrait to center the camera on the corresponding character. Alright. Didn't have to use that yet, I think. I could always find my guys, sorta. So we left when we wanted to talk to the monk. What was his name again? Don't remember. Something with J. Yod Kafkan.
How may I serve you?
Oh, okay. That's very humble and a little like self-deprecating or something. I need the help of a cleric, do I? Yeah, I kinda do. Oh, he's a vendor. I see. Interesting. All 99. Oh, so things are going in a different direction. Maybe he won't join the party at all. That wouldn't be too bad, because I'm good. We have 3 guys that can heal. I mean, it's always good if you can heal, but I have to exchange him at a later stage anyway, as soon as we get someone that is more tanky. Kind of consider her to be my, like I said, second tank at the moment. These 2 guys, or even they're like, she's like the only one who can really tank a bit, even though she has shitty armor. They can tank a bit, but yeah, well, they're kind of in between. As he, he's not doing well on his own, and not good against a group of people, like most of them. In other words, I still need a tank. Okay, so these are all scrolls of curing. Death Ward. Save against death spells, magical death effects. Immune to energy drain. That's a mean thing. Energy drain and negative energy effects. Yeah, this spell does not remove. Okay, whatever. Delay poison. How much gold do we have? Not much anyway. We can only buy like 1 scroll at most. They are already too expensive here. Dispel magic. Serious wounds. Neutralize poison. This one I should get, but I cannot afford it at the moment. Well, that stinks. What about those things? I wanna know if they can be thrown. Guess not, huh? Their masterwork. Melee. Oh, they can be thrown. Is that what that is showing? No, that's crit. On a 20 and 3 times damage. How would I throw things? I think they have to be throwable, right? What the hell? Let's just sell them. It won't be more than one enough. It won't be enough for more than 1 scroll. But let's just see what else there is. +1 on attack rolls, weapon damage rolls. Oh, that's a lot. Protections of all sorts. Raise dead. That's good. Jesus, 6,000. See how valuable that scroll here is. Impressive. Remove disease. I think we can do that. Remove curse. We would need one of those at some point. Remove fears. We have that as an ability, but it might be neat to have one of those scrolls. We can actually buy one. Paralysis. Yeah. Remove sickness. What was that? Fear. Alright. Resisting. Restoration. Diamonds. I see. Diamond dust. Okay. Cool. So you might not come with us after all. So I guess we're also collecting like vendors and merchants for a castle, and maybe it said some other things like treasurer and
How may I serve you?
so different types of advisors, I guess, different roles. So I guess we should advance the main story. Tell me about the visions that led you to the Temple of the Elk. I gotta check, by the way, how many days we still have left to complete the task.
That's why I'm here.
What do you want from me?
Find the Temple of the Elk. I've pieced together its location from what I can remember of my visions. I have a rough idea of where to look for the sanctuary, somewhere in the North Nile marshes. However, I don't possess the strength to walk this path myself. Do not reject my plea, good traveler, and I'll repay you as best I can. In these dark times, people rarely help each other without compensation. May Erastil forgive us all. But I am sure my healing abilities will be useful to you.
He's voiced. A huge rock, the Temple of the Elk. A huge rock surrounded by the forest with the head of an immense elk carved out of it. At the foot of the rock lies what was once an impressive shrine dedicated to the god Erastil. Why does he always end the conversation?
How may I serve you?
Tell me about yourself, Fjord.
What exactly would you like to know?
Tell me about your past.
My story? Why not? You deserve to know it. I am a priest of Erastil, and Galt is my homeland. You can imagine what it's like following the teachings of the stag god in a realm torn by discord and strife.
The stag god versus the stag lord, stag bandit.
Rebellion and suspicion are the pillars of Galt. Led by Erastil, I tried to guide my flock to embrace tranquility and balance, and guard them from hasty judgment, until I fell from grace myself. Foolish, foolish old John. My misdeeds cast a shadow over my life and service. In search of redemption and a balm for my soul, I took to the road. I had come nearly to despair when Erastil sent me a vision of the Temple of the Elk. I knew that very moment that the stag god had shown me the way to redemption.
Okay. So many fallen characters, like many of them are lost in a way. What did you do to anger Erastil?
Well, if you truly wish to know, I'll have to start from a long time back. Werewolves preyed upon the lands around my village. They murdered people for fun or sport, and left the corpses to rot on the roads. One night, they broke into a young woman's house and dragged her into the streets. One evening, a traveler came to our tavern, tattered and dirty from days on the road, like so many others roaming Galt. He sat quietly in the corner of the tavern, drinking cheap ale, and in an instant, I knew he was a werewolf.
Oh.
I felt it in my soul. It was like Erastil himself had whispered it into my ear.
Jot smiles, but his eyes are dead as stones. That's interesting. Um, yeah, I know I mentioned the Elder Scrolls a lot, but kind of fan of the series, I guess. So Aristotle is the one that is oh no, I don't think we have read this, right? Aristotle, also known as Old Dead Eye and the Stag God, is one of the oldest human gods still worshipped in the inner sea region, and is concerned with family, farming, hunting, and trade. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to say. He's like the god of the hunt. In the old Elder Scrolls, it is more in the universe there. It is more connected with like nature is more rough in a way, and as thus werewolves are part of a certain Daedra, and de- most of them are evil, but not all. They're like kind of deities. And yeah, so they have the connection between, and it can be found in other. This theme can be found in other things connected with werewolves as well. Um, there's a connection between nature and werewolves. They're not necessarily opposed to each other. It's like werewolves represent the feral part of nature, and you can find that in like even some depictions of the devil, right? Some parts of them are like he's like part Pan or satire, the horns and the all the goat stuff that is involved there. That is all like the wild nature doing things by instinct and all this. Yeah, the wild man, the wild hunt, all those things. I kind of find that fascinating. This is also the part where I like to play as wood elves. I'm not like I go out into nature all the time, quite the opposite, but I like the concept very much. So, the god of farming, hunting, and trade. During the Age of Creation, Erastil was among the gods who battled Rovagog when he sought to destroy Golarion, and were eventually able to contain him in the Dead Vault at the planet's core. So Rovagog is like giant centipede or a worm who just he's a deity as well, and he's the only one who he has even less followers than, let's say, Urgathoa. While Urgathoa and the other evil guys, Zon Kuton and all, whatever they are named, while they still have evil worshippers, there's barely anyone there's barely anyone who follows Rovagog, because he actually, or it, whatever, wants to destroy the world. It's basically that what Harem kinda is waiting for. And he's like gigantic and does a lot of destruction. Let's see, maybe we can read that up in the encyclopedia. Aristotle was among the gods who battled Rovagog when he sought to destroy Golarion, and were eventually able to contain him in the Dead Vault at the planet's core. His religion dates back to before the Age of Darkness, when small farming communities and hunter-gatherers prayed to him for bountiful harvests and successful hunts. Legends claim that it was Old Deadeye himself who crafted the first bow and gifted it to humans to overcome the challenges of the world. Oh, and by the way, this Daedra in the Elder Scrolls has exactly the same, pretty much the same features. Like he has his head is in the shape of a deer, of a stag, and yeah, and his body is like human, I think, at least partially. Um, Alright. Legends claim that it was old Deadeye himself who crafted the first bow and gifted it to humans to overcome the challenges of the world. Even as the accomplishments of civilization mount, Erastil continues to embrace and represent the simpler pleasures life has to offer. He is a little more homely. He's a little more peaceful in this universe, Erastil. He is also, you know, more about gathering and not just about hunting and killing. So there are different variations of that.
Led by Providence, I left to gather my flock, and we surrounded the tavern. The retribution was swift. However, I was tragically mistaken. The young man was no werewolf.
Oh.
He was a bandit, sent to spy on the village by one of the local gangs. We only found out after, when we went through his things.
Well, that's life. Mistakes happen. Judd clearly has no wish to go into detail. Still, you saved the village from another danger, did you not? I'm not sure I want to go chaotic and neutral. Normally, yeah. I think I'm more on this. For change, I'm lawful. For once. First time, I think. You should also, you should have stayed your hand and discovered the truth before you acted.
Indeed. I remind myself of this every day when I awaken, and again when I go to sleep. I, who admonished my fellow citizens for the chaos they spread and the transgressions they made. But then I, myself...
Judd frowns.
Whatever the case, I knew Erastil was no longer pleased with me. It was terrifying. Imagine how my mind raced when here in the Stolen Lands I heard the voice of the stag god once again.
The
He
chicken.
gave me another chance at service to atone for my guilt. Now I have regained hope, and that very hope is my most precious possession.
Before
As you wish.
we talk more, let me just look this up for a second. So, yeah, there are a lot of them, huh? First of all, I kind of want to know what his alignment is. Oh, he is lawful. Good. All right. Aristotle, also known as Old Deadeye, is an ancient deity who first became known on Golarion when early humanoids began to domesticate and dominate their natural surroundings. Pastoral legends claim that Old Deadeye crafted the first bow as a gift to mortals so that they might learn to hunt and survive in the dangerous world. Though civilization has continued to advance beyond simple villages, Era still remains popular in tradition and in the frontiers of the world. A transitional figure between the worship of the green face and the religion of cities. Aristil is primarily a nature deity, focusing on the plants and animals that farmers, hunters, and ranchers deal with in their challenging lives. He's also a god of close-knit communities and families, and has a protector aspect that only surfaces when such things are threatened. Aristil eschews crusades and brazen heroism, and he has no grand plans to eradicate chaos and evil from the world. He simply wants people to be able to live their lives in peace without the threat of being devoured by monsters, conscripted into an army, or destroyed by world-ending magic. So he's like very humble, a down-to-earth kind of guy. He is a stern patriarch whose spirit is as hard as wood. He isn't afraid to face down a bully, nor is he too proud to calm a frightened child. He teaches how to read the turning of the seasons, how to know when to sow and reap, how to tell when livestock are sick or gravid, how to poultice a wound and set a broken leg, how to spot a straggling sheep or the signs that a dog has gone rabid. He believes that cooperation leads to friendship and safety, and that if mortals respect the gifts of nature, it will sustain them. He loves customs that encourage strong family bonds, no matter how quaint they are by modern standards, and enjoys hunting for sustenance, but not for sport. Happy weddings and new babies make him smile. He is not one to spout philosophy and instead gives practical advice and hands-on teaching. Old Deadeye believes that leadership is a virtue of strong souls and that groups function best when led by a benevolent leader. Not a huge fan of that concept, to be honest. I kind of like the power to be spread out more. Whether that group is his church, a community, or a family. Many communities, strong in Erastel's faith, follow the leadership of a village patron or matron, another elder, or the science of a family renowned for their clear-headedness and past members' leadership roles. In Aristotelian families, one family elder is likewise viewed as the leader of the clan or head of the household. The members of such groups typically defer to that leader's plan for peace and prosperity, contributing their own talents, skills, and labor for the betterment of the whole community. Aristotle believes that children should honor their parents and know when it's time to work or time to play. He dislikes the chaos, I bet, and trouble that adventurers bring, and while they may have their uses when monsters come sniffing about, it is best if adventurers take care of the problem quickly, receive a meal and a place to sleep, and move on before their wanderlust catches on in otherwise quiet communities. Aristotle's avatar is an upright hunter with the head of an elk. Oh yeah, it's an elk. Clad in well-used leathers and carrying a simple bow. Old legends say that halflings and humans each see him as a member of their own race, even when members of both races are looking at him at the same time. Oh, neat effect. Some representations show him as fully human, usually of Ulfan or Celid heritage, depicting how he sometimes appears to children, lost travelers, or those he simply doesn't wish to reveal his divine nature to. In most stories, Old Deadeye's arrow never miss, and a few communities still own a spent arrow, supposedly once fired by Erastel, passed down through the generations and treasured for its connection to the god. Depictions of Erastel in artwork are uncommon, as his followers prefer focusing their energy on moral practical matters. Those physical representations that do exist are often carved wooden placards bearing his likeness. These aren't worshipped as icons but serve as constant reminders of his presence. In other communities, a stuffed elk's head or just its horn serve this purpose. In more elaborate representations, Aristotle is shown fighting off wild animals or teaching people how to hunt. On the walls of a few ancient caves, predating the Aslanti era, are painted primitive silhouettes of an elk-headed man performing similar acts. Old Deadeye shows his approval through bountiful hunts, bumper harvests, mild weather, the appearance of straight paths. It's kind of, you got a little of mother, like Hera, the Greek goddess. Like there are some deity types that are like that stand for the home, and you know, everything where people live, and not necessarily prosperity, but more like the well-being and the simple things of humans, and that's usually a female mother figure, I'd say. But here it is kind of melted into one. You have that patriarch thing and that matriarch thing, both merged into one deity, with a little more emphasis on the uh, I don't know. Maybe it isn't even that. Maybe it's not even, there isn't an emphasis. Maybe it's like even. So in short, it's for the simple folk who want to be left alone. This and just live their life. That's your god then. Um, well, Old Deadeye shows his approval through bountiful hunts, bumper harvests, mild weather, appearance of straight paths, and the like. But he prefers to limit his direct intervention to helping needy people in lean times, as he does not want to encourage laziness. Oh no, we don't want that. So you see why this isn't my kind of guy here. This is not my god. A hungry family might find their tiny garden provides bushels of vegetables. An old cow might start giving milk again. A wary hunter's prey might stumble or become entangled, and so on. Hoofed animals are considered channels for Aristotle's power, with elk horns being favored by his worshippers for making simple tools and weapons. Forked lightning is considered a sign of his presence, and creatures or structures struck by lightning are said to have been felled by Aristotle's arrow. His anger is reserved for followers, like this guy, who betray his principles. He usually punishes them by changing them into something more useful to their community, such as a pig or a fruit tree. Well, that's harsh. Mothers often warn misbehaving children that Aristotle will transform them, and most communities have at least one small gnarled tree that local legend claims was once an especially unruly child. Jeez, that's a bit cruel, isn't it? And he's considered a good god? Wow. Domains, animal community, good, law, plant. More law than good, I'd say. Aristotle's favorite weapon is the longbow. I mean, it's a child, come on. I mean, I can see it's a useful threat, but it's also a cruel threat. You're basically threatening your child with death if it doesn't behave. Aristotle's favorite weapon is the longbow, but his clerics and druids are... By the way, that was a common practice, I guess. Though that's part of what fairy tales were there for, right? People back then weren't that like super careful with their children. I mean, you gotta think about it. They used to work in mines and whatnot some 100 years ago, so or like 200-300 years. I don't even know. Well, a few centuries ago, I guess. And so yeah, they said, well, if you don't behave like such and such, then listen to this fairy tale, what happens to you, and there's a moral in there, right? Don't do this, don't do that. So yeah, pretty harsh if you ask me. So Aristotle's favorite weapon is the longbow, but his clerics and druids are proficient with the short bow as well. Most of his priests are clerics, but a small minority are druids, rangers, and most rare paladins. Oh, there are Aristotle paladins. Yeah, they're all about honor. That doesn't really fit in that well. While a few remote communities are served by adepts. Druids usually serve communities in places where natural hazards and the weather are their greatest threats, while paladins tend to be leaders in lands where monsters lurk. Often called Old Deadeye by his faithful, Aristotle is also known as Elk Father and the Old Hunter. His holy symbol is a bow made of elk antlers with a nocked arrow. Yeah, so in the World of Darkness, Vampire the Masquerade, which I also made a let's play of recently. The werewolves in there, they have that Native American connection, and thus they have like a lot of objects have a spirit in them and such things, you know. Um, and they're more connected with nature. In fact, they consider themselves sort of as a guardian of nature and protector, and they see the human cities basically as some sort of cancerous thing that threatens nature. I personally just like my worlds to be feral killing machines. Oh, we can train with this mannequin here? Can we do anything here? No.
It is done.
Dog.
How may I serve
We
you?
aren't done here.
What exactly would you like to know?
What can you tell me about your homeland, Galt?
For some, it is a land of freedom, where power belongs to the people, not to lords or kings. For others, it's a land of never-ending revolution, a realm surrendered to anarchy. It depends on who you
Sounds
ask.
fun. Sorta.
For me, I found Galt a violent place. Crowds eager to lynch a stranger for that accent or
Okay, maybe
appearance,
not.
where a single word uttered at the wrong time or place can spark the people to riot and cities to burn.
It's kind of like the French Revolution thing, right? The revolution, it's eating its children. Um, they g- when the revolution guys come into power, they get like super pissy about certain things and they become dictatorial themselves, and it's like a circle, right? Look how much grass they are using here, the space, those little chicks here. It's like they have a gigantic aura that pushes the grass next to them down. Um, yeah, he shakes his head.
For me, it is a place inhabited by the frightened and the desperate, always suspicious, watchful of trickery. All too often they are deaf to the voice of reason. They cannot grasp that chaos and lawlessness lead only to yet more chaos and lawlessness. All my life I've tried to break through to these poor people, but alas, I don't seem to have made much progress.
Judd is visibly upset and goes silent for a while. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? You can have like a constant revolution. That's total chaos and no order and thus no security and no peace, no tranquility. And you can also have that dictatorship that masks itself as still as a revolution even after decades have passed, and it still has all that revolutionary talk and all the buzzwords that they use to get the revolution started. And it's in the rhetoric, it's all about, you know, justice and I don't know, doing the right thing. But how it is lived and how it is acted out, and how it is put into laws and by the new leaders is more a form of paralysis and stasis. Nothing changes. It's just a dead husk of that former revolution, and it's, even though it has the language of a chaotic, lawless, revolutionary place, it is in fact quite the opposite. It is like an, if you want talking in alignments, an evil lawful system that doesn't actually change much at all. It's like things get frozen in time after a while. That doesn't happen with bad things alone. It happens with good things and everything. At some point, the talking points,
As you wish.
they gotta stay fresh, or they kind of die. It's kind of hard. I don't know if you get what I mean, but they have to be filled with life, not just be a phrase, not just rhetoric. There has to be a meaning behind it, and an actuality that references modern actual problems that concern the people. Tell me about Erastel.
Of course.
Of course.
It would be my pleasure. Erastil is one of the eldest gods of Golarion. His faith emerged when the first people appeared upon the land. Erastil helped our ancestors cultivate the land and hunt. Even now, his blessing lies with those who uphold the old traditions and keep to simpler ways, far from civilization and the noise of the city.
And that's also the thing with traditions. It can be like give you comfort, but it also can keep you stuck in a circle, and each has a different everyone has a different measurement of when it is too much for them, when they feel like restricted and like in a cage, and when they feel like comfortable and everything is taken care for. That's the thing. That's where those differences provoke fights and quarrels, because people see the same thing, but they don't feel the same way about it. So this is why I like all this alignment stuff, exploring those questions. In the end, I guess it is an individual thing for everybody. Wait a moment. Cities have their strengths as well, don't they? Civilization fosters science, trade, and invention. In that, it often improves lives for all of us.
Tell that to the peasant robbed of all he owns, spending his night in the gutter, hoping to live to see the sunrise. You won't see such things in a village.
Yot mournfully shakes his head. Yeah, again, he's not wrong, but there you kind of have to weigh those things against each other. Just because you found something bad doesn't mean that the other's opposite thing hasn't anything bad. And on the other hand, just because you can criticize some parts of a system, it doesn't mean that all of it is bad. I would maybe even go so far that every system in every community has its flaws, and what you can only do is like measure quantities of better lives, and it's a bit of an experiment. You have to verify this like every day anew for a new time. Yeah. My future capital. I don't share your opinion. My future capital will be no village, whether you like it or not. One day it will rival Absalom itself. Yeah, he does have a point, but I'm not willing to concede it completely. In the end, you cannot really convince people of feeling of themselves that they should feel different about things. I see no point in arguing.
As you say,
replies Yod with just a hint of grumpiness in his voice. What does Aristotle demand of his faithful?
the word demand does not befit the stag god. Honesty and friendship, loving families, merry weddings, and newborn children in their mother's arms, they bring a smile to Erastil's face. He loves his people and rewards them with fortunate hunts and plentiful harvests. But he has no temper for
Yikes.
sloth and vanity. He never bestows gifts upon his faithful without first measuring their worthiness. We ourselves must win our daily bread, but the stag god comes to our aid in times of need and strife.
Um, I've always no, actually, I didn't. I didn't have respect. I've I've long felt that Erastil was a worthless god. No, you've made me even more certain. To each their own. I wanted to ask you about something else.
I am happy to help.
Yeah, well, I guess we're done. Thank you for the story. Bam. So, what now? I guess we want to go to that new uncovered place. Holy crap, did I sell my my weapon there? My ranged weapon? Huh. That's not good. But I guess we will get a new one pretty quickly. Why? Shit, we sold all our weapons. Ah, you have to be kidding me. They took it out of the inventory, except for the... Oh, because it is +1 magical. Well, that's something. Okay. Gotta remember that next time. Yeah, I know I've done a lot of reading, but I kinda want to do this as well. Who's there? Okay, nothing of interest. Rovercook. This is like, yeah, the biggest threat probably to the whole world of Golarion. Spawned to destroy worlds, Rovercook tore into existence while the cosmos was still young, devouring and destroying everything he touched and laying waste to the careful creations of the gods. Trapped by a union of desperate deities, Rovercook shudders in anguish and impotent rage, causing the earth to shake and mountains to crumble. He bellows, and clouds of toxic gas billow from rents in the ground. He bursts monstrosities that clamber from the rotten depths of the world to ravage and destroy in their creator's place. Rovercook does not dream of glory or wonders. He dreams of the end of existence, shoveling all that lives into his devouring maw, and crushing all that does not beneath his terrifying form. His ruin is not slow entropy, but rather destructive fire. All rational beings, divine and mortal, hate and fear him, for he is the hastener of the end, the unmaker, enemy of the gods and of life itself. Upon Rovercook's arrival from somewhere beyond the depths of space and time, he launched a vicious war that eventually prompted an unprecedented alliance among all the gods, as they sought to defend all they had created, while wily Calistria distracted the terror, and countless now forgotten gods gave their lives to aid her, so they're dead gods. Torag and Gorum forged an unbreakable prison in the heart of Golarion, and Asmodeus and Pharasma drew upon the power of the plains to fit it with potent magical locks and wards. When the sign was given that the work was complete, the great angel, Serenray, challenged Rovercook directly, taunting him with holy fire. His profane howls of rage and anguish shook the void as the dawn flower lured him close to the world that would be his prison, and with a blazing sword sliced a great rift deep into the land's heart. Power beyond mortal comprehension, born of the toil of dozens of gods, and paid with the life of dozens more, lashed out and ensnared the destroyer, drawing him into the god-forged prison. As the cell quaked and threatened to buckle around its furious captive, Asmodeus used his hell-forged key to lock the rough beast away for all time. Bound for millennia, the rough beast has nursed his rage, believing that one day he will break free and feast upon Saranray, the fragments of the world, and the cooling flesh of all the other gods. He sleeps fitfully for centuries at a time, comforted by dreams of annihilation. Rovagog is the cancer at Golarian's heart, straining and struggling against his bonds until the day when he will consume all life. There's nothing beneficent about the rough beast, no creation to offset his destruction. He has no friends or allies. Once he has devoured the world, he will surely turn on even his own spawn and devour them in a cannibalistic orgy. The rough beast is indifferent to the petty things mortals do in his honor, or whether they speak his name with adoration or loathing. He requires no special rituals and demands no heartfelt devotion as a channel for his divine energy. He wishes only to be set free and to know that he is not forgotten. Though some of his faithful may believe otherwise, he promises no honored place at his side or immunity from his destruction. The lucky ones may ride in his wake for a time, reveling in unbridled obliteration, but eventually they too will be consumed by the gods' terrible hunger. Rovagog's imprisonment limits his interaction with both mortal and immortal beings. His intervention in the world must be through his violent priests and, more infamously, through his titanic spawn, which act as his host of catastrophic heralds. Few civilized cultures attempt to depict the rough beast as anything more than a worm-like creature with a great toothy maw, and the primitive tribes and mad cultists who worship him are satisfied with simple depictions painted in blood on walls, banners and shields. His symbol is a fanged mouse, surrounded by spider legs, though individual cults might use slightly different symbols, such as a crab with a mouse on its back, a maw surrounded by scorpion stingers. So yeah, the gods, they do have like avatars and certain heralds that act on their stead. They're like demigods. So yeah, maybe we'll meet one of those. Crab with a mouse on its back, a maw surrounded by scorpion stingers, or a crude drawing of a claw encircled by a spiral. He has many names used by various tribes and cults, including the Tide of Fangs, the Imprisoned King, and the World Breaker. Rovagog's true form is maddening. A miles-long worm with countless limbs. I don't see why a worm would be so terrifying. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I would probably have chosen another apocalyptic creature, another animal for this. I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. With countless limbs stretching along his length and grasping from within his mouth, various parasitic creatures cling to his skin and spill forth from his wounds. Some of them are slug-like or insectile. Many are swarms of thousand-legged vermin, and others take more unspeakable shapes. These parasites voraciously consume those foolish enough to be caught in the wake of Rovagog's spilled blood, then die, unable to sustain their own existence apart from the god's flesh. After earthquakes and volcanic eruptions occur, Rovagog's cultists pray and make sacrifices to wake him, believing such events are manifestations of his restless slumber. Yeah, so there you can also see like the connection between natural events and catastrophes and just odd things like an eclipse of the sun or whatever. Those major events tend to be or used to be explained with religion, and sometimes um, they were explained. They were all attributed to one god, and sometimes um, a whole single deity was divided to a process like this, like earthquakes. Depending on where you live, you kind of incorporate those natural events mm, into the mind of the culture that lives there. So it's unlikely to see, you know, like mm, if you have people living at the pole, at the North Pole, um, or well, not at, but let's see in a cold region, very cold region, icy region, you are not likely to talk about the sun and deserts too much, right? Um, and vice versa. So that's also why you I always find that fascinating. So I'm I speak a little Italian, so my mother is Italian, um, and the sun in Italian is il sole, meaning it has a male. It is considered male if you want. It's not like in English they have the. Um, so and in German, die Sonne, it's female, but it's the same thing. But because the sun shines much stronger in Italy than in Germany, they attribute more power to the sun, and that's why they gave it a male name. And just the opposite with the moon, La Luna, it's female in Italian, and Der Mond, he is more cold in Germany, I guess. It's more associated with coldness, so it's a male moon here. Um, so yeah, they can see how these things are formed, right? And all kind of mystic and spiritual stuff is connected with that. And later, anyway, where were we? Man, this is a lot of talk and not much action. Sorry about that. But I don't know. I kind of like to read up on those things. If you don't like that, you're probably watching the wrong Let's Play. Okay, so after earthquakes and volcanic eruptions occur, Rovagog's cultists pray and make sacrifices to awaken, believing such events are manifestations of a restless slumber. They see storms and toxic gas vents as his breath, coursing up from the dark places in the world. If these things afflict the enemies of the cult, the faithful take it as a sign of their god's favor. He is clearly displeased if such natural disaster harm his worshippers. Okay. Chaotic evil. So at least he is chaotic, but no one likes him. Chaos, evil, destruction, weather, war. Okay, cool. So let's do some more adventuring and exploring. Okay, remember to pick up some ranged weapons. Most spells are cast as a standard action, meaning they require 3 seconds to cast. Oh, 3 seconds, and you can do so once in a round. However, some powerful spells require a full round or even multiple rounds to cast. This is what I'm missing. What kind of action it is considered to be, and that's what I said, the casting time and all that. I mean, the duration is important, but so is the time it takes to mm, actually do them. Okay, so we're not overweight at the moment. Cool. Okay, now we're going to meet... oh, we can directly... I see. Let's do this then. Now we'll fight a bunch of archers on a hill that we cannot reach. Just because we don't... If your kingdom is destroyed, the game will be over. Just because we don't have any ranged weapons. Well, Lindsay just still has her crossbow.
Who will prevail? Does it matter?
Alright, so... she's waging. Oh, it is active. Let's see. How did I... No, keep it active. I just wanna... I don't even know how I did this. I thought it was with a right click. Right click on its icon to activate on the panel. I did. Doesn't work like this. Okay, so let's activate healing. Yeah, let's activate healing. It just works on this things here. No, not even that. I will check this out after this fight. What it takes to appear here. Anything here? Nope. Oh, you can sing a song? Hang on, those are just those little creatures here. How many rage thingies do we have per day? 10, that's a lot. But the bard spells are less. No, 17? I didn't use 17. What's the 17 standing for there? What? Let's just do it. Okay. This is activated, this is not activated yet. Not sure how this all works. Charge, he went there as the last guy. Did he really? Initiative check 20. 9? 21? Yeah, no, I'm not getting it. He had the second highest initiative. And he still reached those guys at last. Maybe the charge takes a while. Lindsay's making music. Okay, we're done. Great. Look at how huge this effect is of her. Or
just letting the ink dry.
Are those seconds that count down? Not sure. So how would I place those in the slot? Here it works on the hotbar. What if I like pull one down there? Jesus, no, stop it. Where was this? Nope, she won't do it. QE. This is random stuff basically. So we can only use those things. Charge. Do we always want him to charge? I guess we do.
Done with waiting.
Let's put this here for a sec. Nope, this doesn't work.
The end draws
So I
near.
remember it, you know. How about you? Charge, if possible. How about that true strike, by the way? 1 round. That's shit. Sorry.
What troubles you?
And you, what do we want to auto use with you? Cure light wounds now. Alright, summon monster. I should remember this. I guess nothing, to be honest.
The undead is such a frivolous term. I prefer immortal, eternal, everlasting.
Okay. What's this? Bleeding touch, I see. So this can only be used once per battle, right? Let's put it here so that we remember it as well. +1 on weapon damage and no, only on damage at the moment. Piercing, spell resistance. Oh, attack rolls. Yeah, that's good as well. Okay. Anything else that is good? I need more stuff in the hotbar. Oh well, we'll leave it at that for the time being. How about this? Attack and weapon damage. And we have 4 of them. 1 minute. Okay, that's good. Do we want to use this regularly? Guess we do. Don't cast it now though. Okay. Let's go with this for a moment. Nothing, just skin. And no ranged weapons. And
It is done.
probably nothing to loot. Alright, I will stop doing this after. This is the last time I will check the whole map. Yeah, it's just... there just isn't anything there. Yeah, I remember this map. I think we have been here. They're getting reused. Okay, let's go. We didn't even take a hit. Just 2 of those what are they anyway? I'm not even sure. Touch and range touch spells can be used to sneak attack if a target is flanked or flat-footed. So the thing is, if my main character is going to be a mage now, a sorcerer, I have to look into all the feat that he needs, and I also want to give him the team feat so that it works with her team feat. Precise strike. Yeah, he needs that. This is going to be hard times ahead for you, Victor. But as I've read, rogues are not the best class anyway. They will suffer at a certain point.
Arrest is in order.
They just can't keep up with let's say a mage and so on. It seems like spellcasters wizards are like pretty much one of the best classes. Well, at least after they've reached a certain level. Oh, the path to this location is unknown. Oh, I see. Cults dedicated to dangerous dark deities like Lamashtu and Ogathor are proscribed in many countries. However, the church... Alright, we had that. Yeah, no, Lamashtu is the mother of monsters. She's like... The sky tears open. I think it's even a real goddess. The name Lamashtu is... isn't it also connected to the Lilith? Still, again, vampire here. World of Darkness. Isn't it connected to Lilith? And yeah, I think Lilith also is supposed to be creating monsters. Look at her, meditating. Guardian of the Bloom. Oh, we have met her. And she's also like a Babylonian, Assyrian goddess, or something like that. And they kind of gave her a, how do I put it, a bad name, maybe. She wasn't really that bad. I'm not sure anymore. You here, please follow me. Sure, just let me collect some of your friends. Plant life. And I will cook them and eat them later.
It is done.
It is done. I really like all the characters, by the way. They're really well fleshed out and everything. Each one of them. Maybe the barbarian is not that entertaining. Miri, she's not totally shit, but she's a bit stale, a bit boring at times. She's like a one-trick pony, right? And I mean the other guys, they all have their thing going, but they're like, I don't know. I find them all entertaining, each in its own way, in his or her own way. I would like to have some more characters, so gotta be honest. Full party at least, and maybe a little more choices here and there. That's when the fun really begins. Okay, I'm following you. Father, please, I looked for the herbs he asked for. There just weren't enough to... Silence! Did you forget what the rules? You speak when I say, you do as I say. But Father, 3 times! That's rough parenting. Enough, I can't, enough. Disobedience leads to punishment, and you have disobeyed twice. But Father... This seems like an evil wizard. Is that the Stag Lord?
No stopping now.
Rotted wooden rags, long ago used for drying herbs. Maybe an alchemist. The staircase decayed and collapsed long ago. It can't be climbed. Let's see.
How curious.
Okay. What's this? Enlargement. That's good. Give me that. How big is this map anyway? Oh, it's a bottleneck. Okay. I'm sure there will be no ambush here. Well, this is like a maze almost. Oh. Ferocious wolf. Okay. So let's take a look on the right side. What do we have here? Where have you been? I told you to prepare everything for the ritual. You will never give me orders again, Pa. What? Well then, summon your power. Or maybe you'd like to try the acid? I'm not your slave any longer. Not your toy. Now I have all the power and I will rule the world. Not your son, kick. Boot. Boot to the face. There you go. Enough. I won't kill you. Your powers will be of use to me. From now on, you do as I say. You speak when I say, and something. Uh, Disobedience leads to punishment. Always. Cool. Well, revenge is fun, right, Callistria? That's our thing. Guardian of the Blue. Okay, maybe we can find some more here. Yes, we can. Ooh, Topaz Ring. Mort Merchant. The other is Invisibility or Vanish. Small deserted timber shed. Nothing hidden here.
I have been waiting for you. The flowers, birds, and wind told me you would come.
Ooh.
Oh, my poor flowers. They will perish before long in this fog.
You can really hear the suffering in her voice. Maybe she will join our group. How about that? I haven't even thought about it yet. She has a picture here, a portrait. Sorry, what did you say? I was watching somewhere. I was looking somewhere else. The familiar outline of the nymph appears before you. So I'm not really into like songs. That's not so fun when it comes to carnal pleasures. It seems that only you can see or hear the nymph.
Speaking to the gods is best done in private. I can look away.
He's making it sound like I wanted to masturbate. I had a strange vision. A young man and an old druid who tortured him. Normally druids don't do that. Then they exchanged roles.
Yes. The soil, water, and stones here are infused with toxic pain and fear. They poison this place as we speak. You have seen where your enemy's journey began. The one called Stag Lord was
So it
once
was
the
him.
victim of a cruel madman, and has since become one himself. You see now how monsters are born. But what comes of regret for a thing you cannot change? There is no time to be lost. We must do away with the fog quickly.
Tell me what to do next.
Search the area around the hut. Try to find anything that remained of the druid who lived here. I am sure the fog is his doing. This suffocating veil is as vicious as his nature. We should learn more about the fog and the ritual through which it was created. Return to me if you find anything. The past may hide the answers that shape the future.
True. Would you stop following me? I've no intention of helping you. Now, let's flirt a little. Tell me about yourself. I would like to know more about my ally.
Do you really wish to know?
Grow cloudly, the eyes.
Fine. I'll tell you a fairy tale. Once upon a time there lived a young nymph. She lived in an enchanted forest where 1,000 birds sung day and night, where the sun often left a spark or two hanging in the tree crowns, and where the starlight fell on sleepy glades like a glowing soft haze.
Sounds nice.
The young nymph loved simple things, like sitting by the stream with her friends, braiding each other's hair and adorning their braids with crystals made of dew, or watching the flowers blooming.
That might take a while.
Inside her soul, the young nymph dreamed of something more.
The nymph's voice is quiet but clear. As you hear it, you seem to sense the aroma of the forest glades, washed with the morning dew. Wow, what an experience. Mixing with the odor of spring meadows aflood with blooms. She's like pure perfume. Natural perfume.
Oh, dreams. Nothing in any world can live without them. Even a seed that falls in fertile soil cannot sprout without the dream of the sun. The same was true for our nymph. She wished to turn her enchanted forest into a true fairy tale kingdom and fill it with thousands of wonders. Plans so ambitious rarely go unnoticed by greater powers.
New notes creep into the aroma of the forest and meadow. Now you smell a storm coming. She's pretty smelly, ain't she?
Those greater powers decided to punish the nymph for her boldness. They sent a horrible monster to poison the enchanted forest and kill the singing birds. The nymph was forced to flee, and finally she found shelter here in the stolen lands. Here she hoped to sprout the seeds of a new dream, even as she mourned the dream she'd lost. But then the magic mist appeared, killing everything that lived. And the nymph cast about, desperately searching for help. So far, these are the fairy tale's final words. But I hope this is not the end just yet.
Well, who might she be talking about? I wonder. So, yeah, she's a bit overdramatic at times, but anyway, it kind of sounds like a lovely place that she created there. Why would anyone destroy that? Sounds just great. All nature, birds are singing, and everything is blooming. Well, would you be willing to share the details of your story about these evil powers, the enchanted forest, the monster?
One day, perhaps I will tell you more. But it doesn't matter now. We need to concentrate on the problems at our doorstep. The Stag Lord, the Druid, the Mist.
I'll return later. Farewell.
I will be waiting.
The nymph whispers. She started just doing her own thing. She likes it quiet and peaceful. I mean, if you want to build an empire and you have that
Onwards.
ambitions towards like making your kingdom bigger, isn't that the most peaceful version of that? I mean, there are so many like bandits who take land and whatnot. She's just want to expand her quiet place, her peaceful place. There's pretty much I can see only a few people who might find that a bad thing. I mean, she would like overgrow a whole city or something with her plans, and maybe I can see some people complain, but otherwise she's creating a nice thing. Well, who doesn't want that? So she said search around the hut, but she probably meant to the south because we cannot go anywhere here. And then there are the wolves. Oh, what's this? Both of this.
What a surprise.
Oh, she's good at perception. Or maybe it's just because she's the first one. Oh yeah, I think it's basically her only good skill, right? Huh? Where were the skills? Oh, here. Alright, plus 12. Ooh, Nugra's lost note. The stone
You come again.
altar is
Did you find
decorated with an
something?
eroded foliage pattern, and I'm not allowed to read on. The nymph reaches toward you. I found the druid's notes. They mention the temple of the elk. Can this help us? Oh, so this is connected. Your storyline and hers, and the main story.
An ancient temple. The temple of the stag god. Yes, yes, that must be it. The place of power where the druid created the fog. Perhaps we'll be able to cleanse it from there. The temple hides in the thicket not far from here. You will need to go there and purge the place of whatever evil still lingers there, summoned by the druid's sinister ritual. Take care. You are my only hope.
How do we purge this place, though? I need to ask you something else.
Then hasten. Time is of the essence.
It's clear now. Farewell. Okay. The stone altar is decorated with an eroded foliage pattern and symbols of green face. Oh. The nymph's blue eyes flare from within her pale face. Forgot that. It's kind of rough. I always think, should I read it out while she's talking, but I think it's better not to, huh? Newgrass Lost Note. I went to the old Temple of the Elk again today. Wicked, gloomy place, just like my soul. It used to shine once, and it is hollow and horrible now. Did he spy on me? Maybe I should lock him up. No, let him be. What can he do? The useless coward. Just whimper and hide. Okay, who's Nugra though? 42 deaths. Oh, that's more than I thought. That sounds like more than enough, but we should still be mindful of the passing time. We looked into the past of the Stag Lord and his cruel druid father. After talking to his invisible advisor, our leader has made a decision. It's time to move on. The ancient temple of the Elk awaits us, where we shall face the source of that ominous fog. Should we talk to Boken first? No, Jode, I mean. What was he saying? Jode. Oh, this is Amiri. This is a companion quest. Amiri is determined to kill a certain monster that's terrorizing the area. Of course, she's always up for a fight, or she wouldn't be our Amiri. But this time she seems driven by something greater than her usual love of battle. There's something personal at stake, and if I know her stubborn spirit well enough, it would be easier for us to do what she wants than to try to pry an explanation out of her. Amiri learned about the bounty on the head of Tuscata, a dire boar that's terrorizing the local populace. The stubborn barbarian demands we drop everything and go kill this beast right away. Doesn't seem to me like this is about the reward, but slaying the beast in single combat is very important to her for some reason. Single combat even. Okay. Jod, a cleric of Restel, has told us about his vision lost somewhere, and he asked us to tell him if we happen to find it. So I guess I will talk to him first. What's this? A wooden house, time-worn, and apparently deserted. Something that belongs to me now. Token of the Dryad.
March on.
A little scoundrel thief. What's all this? Silver, money in other forms. So that's it here for this map. Oh, there are wolves and herbs. Okay, let's prepare for this.
Request.
Should we
I tire
What
of
you
waiting.
buff
Patience.
anything?
Done waiting.
Hello.
You cannot stand against me.
Do it.
The rage instantly goes off. That should be like a quick, swift action or something like that. Let's go, guys. We can do it. I don't want to heal him.
Could be worse, and will be.
Ugh. They cannot reach. They're all blocking each other. Well, close enough.
The end draws near.
Just letting the ink dry.
Okay, fatigue.
Yes.
Those wolves are alright to kill. The ground near the chest is covered with culinary herbs they dried out long ago. Oh, that's a shame. Well, that's odd. It's just an empty chest. Maybe, I don't know. That's just weird. The herbs and the chest. Maybe someone will come here later and rebuild the hut. Maybe yacht. Who knows? Okay, let's kill the other wolf as well.
No stopping now.
Or wolves. How many? Don't know how many there are.
We won't falter. Tear them apart.
Gee. Yeah, let's do it. This already dead. What's wrong? Did I turn off the AI? They cannot reach? Why doesn't she go?
Despicable.
Oh, this is not. Nope, this is not how I want it to work here. This is not going well.
Share your will.
She's just casting the one thing there.
I stand ready.
I mean, that's actually not bad. He can charge as
I'm
much
listening.
as he wants.
Rotus awaits us.
Adventures call to them.
Let's heal him.
You have my attention.
Can I interrupt this? Turn it off? Oh well, gotta remember that. Another letter. Bushes grow in the well. A clear sign that it was abandoned long ago. Ah, here. Oops. Maybe I should have read it first. Nugra's old notes. In early spring, willows leaves are the same color as her eyes. His too. I barely hold myself from burning them out with acid. Gee, that took a weird turn. It is his fault. Despicable. Weak. If it was not for him, she would still be alive. Does not talk to me. Looks away. Plans something. I know. I have to gather forest herbs and make a hiding place. Hide my charms. He's a coward, but he can steal and run away. I will punch it out of him. Everything hurts. I can barely walk. How could he? How? He would never bring himself to confront me on his own. He says his name is now Staglord. He says he will not let me die or let me go. He says I should not be calling him my son, like I ever did. He told me to pack my things. We are leaving soon. He now has his people and his own fortress, which will be mine soon. I am hiding the charms in the herb cache. I probably should not. I will not be able to escape. He will not let me. The charms? That's odd. That empty cache? Huh. I wish it would stay like this. I don't want to click those every time.
What troubles you?
This troubles me, my dear Lindsay. Alright, he's green again.
How curious.
You have good eyes. Okay, so that's this map. We can take a look at the stash there again while we're on the way out. What's this showing anyway? Toil day. Date 1, Serenus. Okay. It's just
Follow me.
the normal time of day. What are those? No, those were just... That was just random jewelry. Am I missing something here? Oh, we cannot go there. Yeah,
No stopping
maybe I'll
now.
come back here at some point. Probably. There are many other places slowly just become more dangerous if they know their victim's name. Ooh. Lots of places where I have to return to. Like almost all of them, all that have a name. Old Sycamore, Tuscata, Temple of the Elk, there it is. But we will go and tell Oleg first. We still have enough time. There will probably be a fight on the way. Nope, wow. Oh, and the Tech League. They probably will attack soon again. Flank your enemies for maximum damage. A creature is considered flanked if 2 or more characters are attacking it at the same time. Right. Okay. Let me see, as I already hear the workers outside preparing to do their grand opera of hammering and drilling. Let's see.
How may I serve you?
I guess we need to go to the temple then. Well, that was a waste of time. You know, I'll just reload the last save here. You can set a development path for each region, e.g. turn it into a religious center or a fortified military area. This decision significantly affects the region's life and its role in the kingdom. Oh, this is almost... it has strategy elements here. Interesting. So if we go there now, will that rob us of any chances? Do we need to finish anything
Arrest is in order.
before we go there? Maybe the Toscata thing? I mean, we have plenty of time. 41 days. Bitter rival to Tuccio, right. The riverbed nightmare is connected to this. I guess we can take a look at the Tuscata. We'll probably...
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
yeah, it would be. The Tech League will come before this. Okay. We're all back to full health. Was there something here that I still... I don't think so. Okay, it's all pretty close here. No snarl marches. Pharasmus follows us despise any intervention in a soul's afterlife except for resurrection. Right, creating an undead is the greatest sacrilege in their eyes. We read that. Let's see who we're fighting this time. Yeah, it's always those guys. Alright. You sure can talk. I'll try it one time, and if it doesn't go well, we'll not make another try. It will come up again soon enough, right? Yeah, he's already charging. Ah, damn, I wanted to turn that off. Oh, now it works. Okay. Can you charge? It's probably not worth it. Swordsman, I kind of want to interrupt her. Holy shit, what you doing here? I don't like how this looks. But anyway, now we can charge here. Oh yeah, the monster summoning, totally forgot about that. Oh, she's almost half dead, great. You've crossed paths with the techniques, this shall be your undoing. Woo! We killed her. The bitch. Ability dimension door. Awesome. Yeah.
Deserved it.
You hit the other mage. Blindness. Actually, we do have a potion for this. Still not used to this menu. Okay, well, let's just attack. Cause fear. Wow, it's not looking good actually. Ah, you're feared, huh? Well, I will heal you. If you stand still for a second. Oh, now that everybody's dying. Oh, is that just great. What's this? Shaken. Man. This sucks. Oh. The mage is dead. No, don't go there. Go there, please. Did you use your... Yes, you did. You need to tank for a second. I'm not sure if this is going as I want it to go. Are you done finally? Yeah, great. She's still feared, but now you can attack again.
Last wishes.
Okay. You're almost dead as well.
Lost.
Shit. Shit. Oh, I desperately need to do something. That fear. That goddamn fear. Please. Please survive for a second here. Run, Lindsay. Okay. Forget it.
This is where I step in.
Why are you charging all the time? So frightened. Oh boy. Not good at all. Shit, I almost had it. Let's go, Lindsay. Of course. Now we're fucked. Nope, that's not going to work here. The fucking frightened spell takes on for ages. No! Barely worth it. Kill a guy. Oh!
I'll survive.
Oh boy.
I always survive.
But we can do it. Apparently. It just wasn't well coordinated. We'll do this next time though. Finally. How often have we tried this? But that's kind of part of the challenge, right? Okay guys. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.